green tea. Bubs says it's really good for your acne, so I'll try it. I hope you're right, Bubs, because I really don't like the taste of it. I have to put a little sugar in it, and I don't like taking too much sugar. No, I'm not like super obsessed with not having sugar. I'm just saving my sugar intake for the week for a Zingerman's brownie. Half of one magic brownie. Okay, if you've never had a Zingerman's magic brownie, they're not that kind of magic brownie. They're just really good. You can go to zingermans.com, and they're like super duper expensive. So like you only get them once in a blue moon. And then every nibble is just cherished by the chocolate lovers in this family. They also make caramel ones. They're the best brownies ever. I mean, really. They show up in like food magazines. It's the best brownies ever. And they also make really fantastic bread. They make a cranberry walnut, or no, pecan bread this time of year. It's super expensive. It's like $7 for a loaf of bread. And it didn't last 30 minutes yesterday. Sort of a general everything, except Fitness Friday, which I've already taken. The first thing is that I just made myself some brush cleaner. I really, really like my African black soap, and when I washed one of my brushes with it that had this pigment on it, this teal pigment, in the end of this brush, this is a Sephora brush, and the end of it, you can still see there's some blue. See there? Now you can see it. But it was bright blue and not letting go of any of the color. Now this is a Takalon brush. So it's nylon fibers at the end of it, not animal hair. So I used the African black soap on it, and it's clean. Well, I like it for that, for brush cleaner. So I said, well, what can I do? Because I don't want to use just like off the bar African black soap to clean my brushes. It does have a lot of moisturizers in it, but I want something that cleans and moisturizes and makes my brushes last longer without using alcohol, which is so drying, and I don't think it's good for the hair on the brush. So the black soap will cut the grease, and then I added in a few drops of sweet almond oil. I crumbled it around, and it's so crumbly it really works. And I had an old Smucker's jar that my husband had put in the dishwasher. I don't know why he does that, but in this case it actually had a benefit. And I put the soap in the bottom with the almond oil mixed into it, and then I took and just covered it with water and shook it, and it makes an ooey gooey mess in about 3 days. And then take a little teaspoon of that and put it in a wide flat bowl, so, you know, with shallow sides, and I put in there, and then I put water in it, and like a teaspoon of the African black soap, and just crumble it up to get about, to take like about a fistful's worth of African black soap. If you get the real thing, like from Coastal Scents, which is the real thing, you know, you can buy it liquefied, but I'm not sure that that's African black soap. African black soap has a really distinct smell, a really distinct look, and it crumbles like a overcooked cake. I mean, just everywhere, or like there's no eggs in the cake. That's really a good tip. And when you wash your brushes, you're not going to insert the whole thing into the brush wash. Like that. If you get water in here, eventually what will happen is the brush head will come loose, the glue will loosen, and the whole top will pop off. How does Nancy know this? Nancy's done it. Now, with little brushes, it's really hard to do, and you almost can't avoid it. So, anyway, I went to Michael's yesterday. And Encore Corin, one of my absolute favorite gurus on YouTube, along with my other favorite gurus on YouTube, gave a rundown on his site, and you need to go find it. It's Encore Makeup here on YouTube. And he gave a rundown of, you know, this little, and of course I have to be different. I have to make my little, everybody else wants to do the same ribbons as Sephora. I had to get a different ribbon, and they do round and I do square, but these little plastic things are the same. And they're not, one bag won't do two of these particular at Michael's vases. So what I'm actually going to do is go back to Michael's tomorrow with a coupon and then dump everything out and then put some heavy duty plastic right here. Sorry, you can't see that, can you? Right here, and then fill it up to here with the brush holder stuff, and that will hold the short brushes and they won't all sink to the bottom like they are right now. And because corn goes so well into which brush dupes out a MAC brush, I'm not going to do that. There's no point in my doing it. He's brilliant at it. But what I want to do is give you this advice. I knew what brushes I had. My idea was not to dupe out MAC brushes because, quite frankly, there's some that I use all the time and there's some that I would never use, and I don't want to muck about with that. I would rather just get brushes I know I'm going to use. I also put an order in at Coastal Scents for a couple brushes. So the reason I went myself and I didn't order online, I've got this at Sephora, it's a fan brush. See, the bristles bend really easily. And it's too soft for what I do with a fan brush, which is flick away, glitter. In order to flick glitter off your face, you really need to have a brush that's strong enough to do it. So what I ended up buying wasn't even a low Cornell brush. This is a domed fan blender from Simply Simon's. It's a number 4 fan, but they come in different. This is Golden Takalon, which again, nylon. And this has a spring to it. Can you see the spring? That's what I'm looking for. It's a nice color, but it's the spring. I want something that's gonna flick the extra powder and glitter off my face very efficiently. I love this brush from Sephora, so I went out and got the equivalent, only slightly narrower. And actually this is a low Cornell kit. This is all camel hair, and it feels nice. And they're all purple. Is anyone surprised? This is one of the ones Corin suggests. This is a mop brush. This is one of the larger ones. You can buy your foundation with it. This is one of those makeup items that, you know, if I want an aging effect on not myself, but on somebody who's on me on stage, this is the kind of thing I would use for the lines for that. Just look at this tiny little angle brush from Low Cornell. Look at this. Think of the places you can get into with that. Think about your waterline. Now you're not stuck using a pencil. So anyway, I highly recommend you go in and touch the brushes that you're going to purchase yourself. It's going to give you a better idea of what you're buying. And this is half my brush collection. And have fun. Go with your makeup.